Namaste and welcome back to Ramakathasudha. Yesterday, we saw Bali and Sugriva as archetypes of the ego-bound and surrendered soul. But what was the origin of their bitter feud? The story takes us back to a dark cave, a fearsome asura, and a fateful misunderstanding that tore two loving brothers apart. On the surface, it's a tragic story of misinterpretation. But the Adhyatma Ramayanam, as always, invites us to look deeper. It presents this incident not as a mere historical event, but as a profound and precise allegory for how illusion or Maya operates in our own lives, leading to suffering and karmic consequences. Let us set the scene. The demon Mayavi challenges the mighty Bali to a fight. Bali chases him into a deep, dark cave, instructing Sugriva to wait outside for him. He tells Sugriva, "Wait, if I do not return, assume I am dead." Sugriva waits dutifully. A whole year passes. He stands guard, his heart filled with anxiety for his brother's safety. His love and his intention are pure. This is where the allegory begins. For this is where the test of perception starts. Now, let's deconstruct the key elements of the story through a Vedantic lens. First, the cave. The cave itself is a powerful symbol. It represents the darkness of avidya or spiritual ignorance. It is the cave of our own mind where the light of true knowledge does not easily penetrate. Bali, the ego-driven soul, charges headfirst into this darkness to fight his demons. Sugriva, the waiting soul, is left outside, unable to see the reality within. Second, the blood. Suddenly, a stream of blood flows out of the cave. Sugriva sees this and his heart sinks. He assumes it is his brother's blood, but he is wrong. It is the demon's blood. The blood in this allegory represents Maya, the deceptive appearance of reality. Maya rarely shows us the full picture. It presents a single convincing piece of sensory evidence, the sight of blood, and our mind, clouded by fear and ignorance, jumps to the wrong conclusion. This is the very nature of illusion. It tricks us by presenting a partial truth as the whole truth. Third, the boulder. Believing his brother is dead and fearing the demon will now emerge to kill him, Sugriva does what he thinks is the only logical thing to do. He rolls a massive boulder to seal the cave entrance. This boulder is a symbol of the karmic consequence of an action born from ignorance. His action, though motivated by fear and a desire to protect the kingdom, was based on a false perception. By blocking the cave, he creates a physical barrier between himself and the truth. This single act of ignorance is what triggers Bali's wrath and leads to years of suffering, exile, and fear for Sugriva. This single episode is a perfect microcosm of how suffering is created in our lives. It follows a clear chain reaction. We are faced with a situation we don't fully understand, as like the dark cave of ignorance. We receive incomplete or misleading information through our senses, the river of blood. In our mind, clouded by fear and attachment, misinterprets this information. We act based on this wrong conclusion. This action creates a karmic consequence, the boulder, that locks us into a cycle of suffering, separating us further from the truth. The entire conflict between Bali and Sugriva was not born of malice, but from a simple tragic failure to perceive reality correctly. This is the central teaching of Advaita Vedanta. Our bondage is not real. It is a product of misunderstanding. What could have saved Sugriva? The quality of viveka or clear-sighted discernment. A mind trained in viveka would not have jumped to a conclusion. It would have paused. It would have questioned. It would have waited for more evidence before acting. The story of the cave is a powerful reminder to cultivate this inner faculty. Before reacting to situations, especially emotionally charged ones, we must learn to stop, to question our perceptions, and to ask ourselves, am I seeing the whole picture or just the river of blood? The tragic feud that both Rama to Kishkinda began in a dark cave of misunderstanding. It teaches us that the greatest battles are fought against the illusions projected by our own minds. Thank you for exploring this profound allegory with me. If this deeper look into the cause of the brothers' conflict has brought you clarity, please like, share, and subscribe to Ramakathasudha. Jai Shri Ram, Loka Samasta Sugino Bhavantu.